Today we're going to talk a little bit about how luxury travelers actually think and why they make the decisions that they do and why many of these things people assume are luxury and they really aren't. All right, let's get started. Luxury is not about golden faucets. One of the biggest myths is that luxury means expensive decorations, gold faucets, marble floors, chandeliers. Sure, those things can be beautiful, but they don't actually create a luxurious experience. Imagine arriving at a 5-star hotel after a 12-hour flight. Your room's not ready. You wait 45 minutes in line. Nobody knows your name. Your luggage disappears. That's not luxury. Now imagine arriving at a smaller boutique hotel. Someone greets you by name, your bags disappear straight to your room, your favorite drink is waiting, dinner reservations have already been made, everything just sort of works. That, my friends, is luxury. Luxury is when your vacation feels effortless. Time is the ultimate luxury. The hidden truth is that wealthy travelers buy back their time. Think about airports. Most travelers arrive 3 hours early. They stand in security, fight for overhead bin space, wait at baggage claim, wait for an Uber, wait to check into the hotel. Luxury travelers spend money eliminating all those waits. Airport lounges, private transfers, priority boarding, hotels that handle everything before they even arrive. They're not paying for status, they're just paying for fewer headaches. Because when you're on vacation, every hour matters. Planning is more valuable than people think. There's something most people just don't realize. Luxury travelers often spend months planning trips, not because they're indecisive, but because the details matter. Which room has the best sunset? Which cruise cabin avoids vibration? Which resort has the quietest pool? Which restaurant needs reservations 6 months ahead? Those details aren't obvious from an online booking site. They're the difference between a good vacation and the one you'll remember forever. Price isn't the same as value. People often assume expensive automatically means luxurious. That is not true. I've seen beautiful resorts that are overpriced, sure. I've seen incredible experiences that cost much less than people expected. Luxury is not about spending the most. It's about getting the greatest experience. Sometimes upgrading your room transforms an entire vacation. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes spending an extra $100 creates memories worth thousands. Other times it buys almost nothing. Knowing the difference is what creates value. Experiences beat possessions. Here's another secret. Ask someone about the luxury watch they bought 5 years ago. They might remember where they bought it. Now ask them about watching the sunset in Santorini, or snorkeling in Bora Bora, or walking through Rome at sunrise. They're going to tell stories for like 20 minutes. Experiences age differently than possessions. Luxury travelers understand this. They're investing in memories. The little things matter the most. Luxury isn't always grand gestures. Sometimes it's the tiny details, fresh flowers, a handwritten welcome note, a stocked refrigerator after a long flight, knowing your dietary restrictions before you arrive, remembering your anniversary, having transportation waiting for you when your plane lands. None of those things are incredibly expensive, but together they do create something priceless, which is peace of mind. Luxury doesn't mean you have to be rich. This surprises people. You don't need millions of dollars to enjoy luxury travel. You just need simple priorities. Maybe you fly economy, but you stay in a nicer hotel. Maybe you skip the souvenirs and book an amazing dinner. Maybe you travel during off-season and enjoy 5-star accommodations for significantly less. Luxury isn't always about spending more. Sometimes it's about spending smarter. One traveler dreams of hiking in New Zealand. Another one wants to spend a week reading besides the ocean. Someone else wants Broadway shows in New York. Another wants complete silence on a private beach. Luxury isn't one size fits all. The best vacations reflect the traveler, not the Instagram photos. That's why copying someone else's itinerary often leads to disappointment. Your perfect vacation should be built around what brings you joy. And this is why travel agents still matter. With so many booking websites, people sometimes wonder why travel advisors even exist. Well, here's why. Booking a hotel takes 5 minutes. Planning a luxury experience takes expertise. Anyone can reserve a room. Knowing which room numbers have the best views which cruise ships fit your personality, which destinations are overcrowded during certain weeks, which resorts are quietly undergoing renovations. That's information you don't usually find on a booking website. Luxury travel is about making hundreds of small decisions correctly. The biggest mistake that travelers can make, let me tell you, the biggest mistake is trying to save money on everything. Sometimes people spend months planning a vacation worth several $1,000s, and then they choose the cheapest hotel or the cheapest flights or the cheapest excursions. They optimize for price instead of experience. A vacation isn't something you repeat every weekend. For many families, it's one special trip they've dreamed about for years. And when viewed that way, value matters much more than simply finding the lowest number. Luxury creates freedom. At its core, luxury is just freedom. Simple as that. Luxury is freedom. Freedom from stress, freedom from uncertainty, freedom from wasting precious vacation time solving problems. It's the freedom to enjoy the people you're traveling with instead of worrying about logistics. That's what people are going to remember years later. Not the thread count on the sheets, not the lobby chandelier, not how many stars the hotel had. They are going to remember laughing over dinner, watching sunsets, meeting incredible people, celebrating milestones. Luxury simply creates more opportunities for those moments to happen. And some final thoughts here. So the next time someone says luxury travel is only for the rich, look, just remember this. Luxury is not about showing off. It's about creating an experience where everything feels effortless. It's about buying back time, reducing stress, making memories, and focusing on what matters most. Whether your dream trip is a cruise through Alaska, a honeymoon in the Maldives, a week exploring Italy, or simply escaping to a beautiful resort for a few days. Luxury is about coming home feeling refreshed instead of exhausted. Well, thank you so much for listening to Travel Secrets with TV's Dave Galvin. Look, if you enjoyed today's episode, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button, if you leave a review, if you hit the share and the like button, and you can share this with anyone who's dreaming about their next vacation. And if you'd like help creating a vacation that's designed specifically for you, not just copied from a website, I would love to help. timeforyourvacation.com. Until Thursday, just remember, life is short and the world is waiting for you. Make your vacation unforgettable.